What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Say we got another huge update. I know you guys could probably already tell it is going down just by that title alone. We got ABC News host and debate moderator Linsey Davis find herself in a bit of high water in this newest update. So we got some very interesting details surfacing about her and Kamala Harris's relationship. In this newest update, guys, I'm excited to get into it, see exactly what's going on there. So we're not straight into it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, you guys hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button for your boy. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it, you guys. We got this tweet. This is coming from Libs of TikTok. And it says, so it turns out the totally unbiased ABC moderator Linsey Davis and Kamala Harris are sorority sisters, guys. Yes, you're hearing it here first. There is no way that this isn't some sort of conflict of interest. I mean, her own sister. Listen to what this lady has to say, guys.
So I'm finding out this morning that one of the moderators, the lady that was up there, is actually Kamala's sorority sister. So you have the sorority sister, and then you have her best friend that is one of the execs. So now we know why there was a 3-on-1 debate. So we know that it was a bias.
Really a 4-on-1 because she had the earring headphones. Like, come on, y'all.
Her best friend that is one of the execs. So now we know why there was a 3-on-1 debate. So we know that it was a biased debate. No questions asked. So you're celebrating for nothing because she never did get to her policy. She never answered any questions. They never fact checked her on anything. I want to bring something else to your attention because a lot of people are distorted in knowing what a real leader is. See, Trump is a real leader. A real leader is not perfect by any means. For my Christians out there, you know David in the Bible wasn't perfect. You know Paul wasn't perfect. Noah wasn't perfect. Solomon wasn't perfect. Abraham wasn't perfect. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. King Cyrus. None of those leaders were perfect, but nonetheless, they were leaders. See, a leader shows up. They don't hide from the people. She's saying that she's a part of the people. Then where were you for 3.5?
And that's where she's losing a lot of these people that she's trying to relate with, you know, even the black voters that she keeps saying that she has in the bag. Folks are able to wake up. They can see, where were you at the last 3.5 years? Donald Trump brought up a very valid point. And I'm so glad he got the closing argument, the closing statement at that ABC rigged debate, because that point right there, a lot of voters were just a light bulb went off in their head. They're like, hold on. Everything that she just said is null and void. Does not matter. It's off the table because she's been in office for the last 3.5 years. And what has she done? She keeps saying on day one, I'll do this. On day one, I'll do that. What has she done for the last 3.5 years? Day one started a long time ago for Kamala Harris, and I'm glad folks are able to see that.
From the people. She's saying that she's a part of the people. Then where were you for 3.5 years? You didn't show up. You didn't show up for the families that was in Afghanistan. You didn't show up. All you did was hid behind the keyboard all weekend and talk about the real leader that showed up. You didn't show up to the border. Trump went to the border, even though he wasn't president. He showed up to the border. And for all you black people out there, she didn't even show up to the NABJ. Trump showed up to the NABJ.
And that's a good point she brings up. I never really thought about that. Donald Trump got so much scrutiny for, you know, what happened at the NABJ. And I feel like that was all forced in itself too. But you know, Kamala Harris, this is supposed to be the National Association for, you know, Black Journalists conference. And where is Kamala Harris? Supposed to be such a black figure. She doesn't even show up for the National Association for Black Journalists. Doesn't make sense to me, guys. Donald Trump had the courage to show up and he got attacked.
Out there, she didn't even show up to the NABJ. Trump showed up to the NABJ. You know, so the only leader that's perfect was Jesus Christ. But even back then in his day, they would have called him an imperfect leader because he didn't concede to their itching of ears and what they wanted to do. He wasn't all about optics. All he was about his father's business, standing on the truth. That's what Jesus was about. He's the only perfect leader. But you know, Satan, they manipulate you with flattery. That's what Satan does. He makes you, they manipulate, they polish themselves up to deceive you.
Now, I want those who still are in support of Kamala Harris. I know there's very few, but hey, those who are watching right now that are still in support of Kamala Harris, listen up. Tries to wrap it up real nice, but that's still the, come on now, listen to her, y'all. She's, come on, she's on a tirade right now. Listen to her, y'all.
They manipulate, they polish themselves up to deceive you. See, Satan is the father of lies. Jesus is the conveyor of truth. And that's what we need during this time. It's time to rise up and speak out against the evil of the atrocities of this party. The manipulation, the gaslighting, it has to stop. And black people, y'all are sitting up here and y'all supporting this stuff. And this woman said that she wasn't doing nothing for black folks. She was locking up black men in jail left and right. And y'all still want to back her. So she's saying that it's time for a change. She is completely right. I 100% agree. It's time for a change, and it's time to get your administration, fire her administration, and move in Trump into the White House, y'all. So it's time to put America first instead of having America last. So y'all, let's get out there. We stay prayed up. We need to pray during these rough times, and just keep your head on the swivel. And I'll check in with y'all later. All right.
There you have it, guys. Linsey Davis. This thing, it wasn't already cooked up for cooked up against Donald Trump in the first place, guys. Linsey Davis doesn't make things any better. Linsey guys, Davis, listen to this.
Is right. It's a sorority thing. I don't understand it all. So you have to explain it to everybody. Sure. You're a sorority sister of Kamala Harris.
Right.
You hear, he says it. You're a sorority sister of Kamala Harris. Right. And she just agrees. I mean, come on, y'all. It's all laid out right there. This was on Inauguration Day. So this has been known that there was a conflict of interest with this ABC host, Linsey Davis, debate moderator now. She should have never sat on in that panel. She should have never been a moderator, guys, because the conflict of interest she holds. Listen to this.
So you have to explain it to everybody. Sure. You're a sorority sister of Kamala Harris.
Right. Well, pearls are a symbol of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which she pledged while she was at Howard University. And the strand of pearls is symbolic of the unity and the sisterhood.
I mean, guys, that right there should have been enough for her to never have been qualified or been able to sit down and been a debate moderator. But they done this intentionally, guys. They put her up there for a reason. Linsey Davis, David Muir, they were put on that panel for a reason. Listen to this right here. Even MSNBC's Nicole Wallace admits that the ABC News moderators were in the tank for Kamala Harris. Come on, y'all. You know it's bad when MSDNC admits the truth. Listen,
David Muir didn't hesitate to say, I went back and watched the tape. You didn't sound sarcastic to me when you said I lost by a whisker. Kamala Harris got Trump on three sides of whether or not he won in 2020. He said I won, and then he said, I said sarcastically that I lost by a whisker, and then David Muir ended it by saying, no, that wasn't sarcastic. So what the American people heard was Trump on three sides of the outcome of 2020. And David Muir and Linsey Davis played an important role in that. David Muir didn't hesitate.
Come on, y'all. They played an important role. Linsey Davis and David Muir, they were interjecting their opinions, their bias inside of the debate the entire time. I mean, listen to Kamala up there lying. And then we got a funny filter. I mean, her nose grows with every single lie. Look here, guys.
The American people, I believe in what we can do to strengthen our small businesses, which is why I have a plan. Let's talk about our plans and let's compare the plans.
That's how you know she's lying. I mean, listen to her fumbling over at her trying to propose a plan that she actually has, that she does. We know she doesn't have a plan. We could tell just by the way she keeps on stating, I have a plan. Listen to her, guys. Listen, she says it by herself.
To strengthen our small businesses, which is why I have a plan. Let's talk about our plans and let's compare the plans. I have a plan to give startup businesses $50,000 tax deduction to pursue their ambitions, their innovation, their ideas, their hard work. I have a plan, $6,000 for young families for the first year of your child's life, to help you in that most critical stage of your child's development. I have a plan.
Look at her nose, guys. Look at her nose. Just look at her nose and it'll tell you everything you need to know. She is lying right through her teeth. She's got a plan all the way up until she gets elected, sits in that White House, and guess what? She doesn't have a plan once she sits down that seat, guys. It's all out of her reach, out of her control after that. I'll tell you that right now. Everything that she's proposing right now goes off the table as soon as she is voted in. All she's doing is trying to steal votes. She'll say whatever, say and do whatever. If it sounds good and the people want to hear it, best believe Kamala Harris is going to say it, even if she doesn't believe it. Why do you think she's flip-flopped so much?
You in that most critical stage of your child's development. I have a plan that is about allowing people to be able to pursue what has been fleeting in terms of the American dream by offering a help with down payment of $25,000 down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. That's the kind of conversation, I believe, David, that people really want tonight, as opposed to a conversation that is constantly about belittling.
Oh my goodness, guys. Just listen. You can see with that. I love that filter. That funny filter said it all. You know, the more she lied, the more that nose grew, guys. Listen to what Donald Trump has to say when he got the news about the rigged debate. Come on now.
How pathetic they are and what they're doing to destroy our country and the border with foreign trade, with everything. And I think it was the best debate I've ever personally that I've had.
There we have Donald Trump saying he thinks it was the best debate that he's personally ever had. And I will say that was very up there, a very brilliant performance put on by Donald Trump. No matter what they're trying to say, slamming him, saying he should have came more prepared, he was unprepared. I didn't see much of that. I mean, he may not have been as ready as we thought he should have been for the 4v1 tactics, but he walked into this thing thinking he was going to get another fair debate, just like what he's seen on CNN with Jake Tapper, Dana Bash. It just seemed like it was all going to be normal again. But no, when the stakes are a little bit higher, when the left's got a horse in the race, things go completely different. We've seen that with the last debate where the ABC moderators just couldn't handle themselves, couldn't contain themselves, fact-checking Donald Trump 5 times, Kamala Harris 0 times. Now we're coming to find out not only was Kamala Harris fed sample questions to study over, she's now sorority sisters. Comes out that she's sorority sisters with Linsey Davis, ABC News host, debate moderator. I'm calling for someone to be removed from the network, guys. Hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, man. It seems like they've opened the Pandora's box of corruptions, wrongdoings as far as this debate went. They mishandled this thing completely. ABC should never be allowed another presidential debate after this one, guys. Hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, I'll catch you guys on the next week.